Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa, and I want to talk about something a little bit different today. I want to talk about when and when not to engage and where you should be engaging people. Now, I've noticed this happening in a lot of games where people don't understand the basics of where you should be and when you should attack. Now, we are on Route 66. And I think this is probably one of the worst defenders. Now, I've noticed a lot of people do like to defend in this area. Now, I did make a guide on this map where I did state, don't defend here, defend around the corner. But I just want to go over why I said that and why you should never, ever, ever defend this payload right here. In fact, it's suicidal. The reason for this is that is the enemy spawn. So if you're, just for a second, imagine that you're set up here, right? You've got your Widowmaker on this bridge. I don't recommend that. Never do it. You've got, like, your tanks around here. You're waiting to engage the enemy. Maybe you've got, like, I don't know, a Soldier 76 trying to use this as cover. Or maybe even worse, you've got people inside the train cars, which is terrible. Anyway, the enemy team attack. So they come through. Yeah, you start killing the enemy team. They die. But you lose a guy. All right, that's fine. You've lost a guy. Let's just see where that guy has to actually come from to get back into the fight. Sty can remember where the spawn rooms are. It's this way, Sty. There it is. You have to come from here, right? From here, he says. You have to come from Deadlock's propane accessory shop. So you have to run all the way back. And then you're back to the fight. If you kill one of the enemy, they do this. That's a railing. Oh, I'm back at the fight. So what I'm saying is never on this... I mean, a lot of these tips, right, they apply to a load of different maps, but I'm going to show you Route 66 and possibly Hanamura because it does highlight some things that I want to show. Never, ever, ever defend outside the enemy spawn. It is a madman's plan. Instead, what you want to do is defend at choke points. This is a choke point. This means, and all it means is, like, imagine you're being choked around the neck. It means it's being squeezed together, right? It forces the enemy team together. This means you create a kill zone and you can batter them. So the payload is going to move around the corner here. When it gets here, your team need to be set up on the high ground here, because high ground is always an advantage, firing down into anybody that's coming around that corner. You want somebody over here to keep an eye on the high tunnel, and then you want somebody down here to keep an eye on the low tunnel. In fact, the guys on top of big earls can generally do that. But this is a much more effective defensive position because now we're actually increasing the time it takes the enemy to get back to the fight compared to if you defended outside the spawn. Now, obviously, they will get back faster, right? This is the trade-off. Their spawn is closer to the choke point because as a defender, you've got a defender's advantage here at Big Earls because you've got the high ground and you should be able to dominate them from that point of view. Now, there is another point where I see a lot of people getting really, really confused about this, and this is when to actually push, when to attack, when to go into the action. And what we're going to do for that is we're going to dive onto a different map. We're going to jump onto Hanamura, so I'll see you on the flip side. Alrighty then, so we're on Hanamura now, and the whole point of this bit is to show you when to push and when not to push. Like, I see a lot of people getting confused. Do we go now? Don't we go? Do we go? What do we do? Are we going to get stuck? What's going on? Now, imagine you're attacking on Hanamura. The reason why I'm using this map is because it's a horrific map. Don't get me wrong. I don't like the fact that there is literally this way or that way into the first point. So the defenders do have a major advantage. But think of it this way. You move up as a team to this area. You start engaging the enemy. You get a kill. You have killed... Maybe there is a Hanzo or a Symmetra. He's standing here and you kill her, whether it's a lucky shot, accuracy, who cares? But you've killed one of the enemy. That then means that person has to run back from all the way over here. This is a long, long way. Now, if you've still got all of your team intact, so it is now a 6v5 at this choke point, so you are effectively here, you've killed one of their team, you go. Listen to me, guys, you go in. You move in as a team. Whichever way you attack, it depends on the team, right? I'm not saying run straight to the point because maybe they've got guys over there, we've got guys there. We don't know. It all depends on what's going on with that enemy setup at the time and what's going on with your team setup. But say you've got a Reinhardt, you could slowly advance through to the middle, maybe go to the left, maybe go to the right. If you don't have a Reinhardt, it doesn't matter. Maybe you can do a quick Lucio, push straight onto the point and contest it. Because, like, once you're on the control point here, yeah, it's fairly protected. You can sort of work around stuff. A favourite thing I like to do as Lucio is run around the bell. It's quite annoying to the enemy team. Anyway, you can get in. The whole point is, if you are a man up, you use that advantage and you go in. The very worst thing you can do, and again, Hanamura is a fantastic map for showcasing this, is hesitate. Hesitation will absolutely kill you. I remember when I took my driving test, my instructor said to me, never hesitate at junctions, Mr. Stylosa, because that is the worst thing you can possibly do. And the same applies to Overwatch, only people won't die, or they might die, who knows. Don't hesitate. So if your team is here, and you've got a Reinhardt standing at the choke, and you're just taking pot shots from behind, the enemy team is shooting at you, and then the Reinhardt backs off, a little shield regen, and he comes back out, You're not doing anything. In fact, the only thing you are doing is playing into the hands of the defenders because they want you to stand at that choke point and they want to shoot you and they want to kill you. It is so easy to target people in this small little area. You can just spam into it. This really triggers me because I see a lot of teams doing this and a lot of, even like, I don't want to bang on about, oh God, I'm such a high level, because I'm not, right? I'm 67 rating on Overwatch ranked. Yeah, it's fairly high. I think it's like top 4% or something, but I still see this in games that I play where teams will hesitate majorly and they will not commit to an attack. You need to commit. You have to have a plan and commit. One other point I want to say before I end this video is the use of ultimates, right? Never ignore ultimates being charged. At this choke point here, if you need to push into this, and let's just say, for argument's sake, the enemy are defending quite high up, right? Maybe they've got a couple of people in here, a couple of guys here on the defense and whatever. But you want to move in. You want to move in here, and you're playing Zarya, and it's not been too great so far. You've been killed a couple of times. You're not feeling too effective. But you've got 80% charge on your ultimate. Zarya's ultimate, Graviton Surge, is one of the best ultimates in the game, which can just change a fight. It takes a long time to charge, but when it is fully charged, if she was to fire her ultimate here, it would pull people out of there, pull people like maybe who are around here. Maybe you catch 3 of the enemy team, and you kill them. And then suddenly, it's a 3v6, and you're in the point. And it can win the game. So again, don't think, oh no, I'm losing. There's no way we can possibly win. If you're playing a Reinhardt or a Zarya or somebody with a very large crowd control ultimate, never forget these ultimates can actually change the game. There are times when I've played in a full 6-man stack, and we will do this. We will say, okay, we're just going to charge our ultimates. We know we can't break through into their defense, but if we can just charge our ultimates when they're ready, we can do an ultimate push. Like maybe we use Lucio's sound barrier in conjunction with Zenyatta's ultimate for like maximum sustain, or or maybe you've got a diva and you want the diva to charge your ultimate, throw it in here to just push everybody out of the way to allow you to move into the left or move into the right. There are a lot of different options, but what I wanted to cover in this video, guys, is when and when not to engage. Just to quickly recap, if you are on the attack, the best time to engage and push through a choke point is when you have a man advantage, or you have ultimates available, which you know can change the game. Things like Graviton Surge, Earth Shatter, ultimates of that kind of caliber. On the other hand as well, you need to know where to defend. Never do this. Never defend by the spawn. On Hanamura, nothing triggers me more than seeing people run past that choke. This is such an unbelievably strong defensive position. For you to leave that and go here, it's madness, right? I mean, imagine if I was, I don't know, Tracer. So I'm standing here and I'm like, they can't see me. I'm in the corner. They've pushed forward. I'm going to jump down. I'm going to kill their Mercy. I'm going to run forward. Oh, they've killed me. All right, you've killed their Mercy. That's great. That means that they're not going to be as effective when they push. Problem is, Mercy's spawn is there. Mercy will be back before you get back to the fight. So actually, you've hindered your team there. It's actually a 5v6 in the enemy's favor. So don't do things like that, guys. All right, guys, I'm going to leave this video at that. I just wanted to throw this out because there has been a lot of confusion. And I have noticing people over Twitter and in the comments on the videos asking me, Sty, like, how do we attack? When do we attack? I guess as well, just to quickly touch on this before I do end the video, always attack as a team. Never go in on your own. Overwatch is not a game where you can win a 2v1. It's very, very rare that you will win a 2v1 if everybody involved in that fight has full health. I mean, there might be certain situations where maybe you're Pharah and you knock somebody off the ledge and then you take them out, or Lucio, you boot them off the edge. Yeah, you kill 2 or 3 at once. But never think to yourself, like, another example would be here. If you're Genji and you dive through this window with no team support and you run around the back here, I mean, what are you actually going to achieve? Yeah, you can be annoying. I mean, honestly, when I defend on this point and Genji jumps around the back, we don't even care. We're like, whatever, Genji, do what you like, because we know as soon as he jumps onto the point, it'll come up contested, we'll just kill him. He literally cannot do anything. He is on his own. So always try and avoid like 2v1s or even 3v1s or thinking, my ultimate, so I'm just going to go in and ultimate the enemy, because it won't actually work. It needs to be part of a team push. Overwatch is a team game, guys. Stay with your team. Push as a team. Push when you kill an enemy player so you've got a man advantage. And always defend at choke points. Never defend outside the enemy spawn. Guys, I've been Stylosa. This is Unit Lost. If you enjoyed the video, then subscribe to the channel, like the video, and all of that good stuff. You can follow me on Twitter, which is @UnitLostGaming. And I'll catch you next time, guys. Toodaloo.